Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patriots Real Time Podcast. I'm your host, Theo Diesenhaus, joined alongside Austin Ray. And today we have a Patriots Texans preview podcast. But before we get into that, as always, Austin, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Theo. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm having a long day, if you know what I mean. And I still got more to do. So this is just the third thing on my list today of many things. But it's a pretty easy day after this. But no one cares about that. Let's get into the Patriots. They're taking on the Texans at 1 o'clock at Gillette Stadium. The 4-1 Texans, I believe. So this is going to be a tough test, but they are wearing their red throwback uniforms, which is going to be really cool to see. And Austin, I want to know, if you could pick any two uniforms that the Patriots had to wear for the entire season, one home, one away, one alternate, what would you pick? And I'm putting you on the spot here. I didn't tell you to research anything. What would you pick?
I'm gonna go red throwbacks. I love the red.
As the home?
Yeah, as the home.
Okay.
And then for away, navy blue, silver pants.
Okay, that's away. No, you got to do a white jersey for away. You got to do a white jersey.
No, I love the navy blue.
Do that as the alternate then.
All right, that's the alternate, and I'm gonna go.
Wait, hold on. Let's clarify. Are you talking about like those navy jerseys right there?
Yeah.
Or like one second. Or like the Dynasty navy jerseys.
I'm talking about those navy jerseys.
Okay, the Drake May ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about those with those gray pants. And then what's your away jersey?
The away jersey, I'll go white and let's go white out. White and white. White out.
So the whiteout from the 2017 like Color Rush, or like the whiteout from like the 1980s?
Color rush.
Okay, all right. So that's definitely different than I would choose. For me personally, I would do these like Dynasty blues for home with the gray pants. And then for the away, I would do the old Patriots uniforms that DeMario Douglas was wearing the other day. Just ran. He went into the. Did you see that picture where he went into the Hall of Fame with the red pants? Those are tough. And then for the alternate, I would do the gray jerseys that they used to wear.
That's
but yeah.
tough.
All right. Anyways, I have a Randy Moss one. I wore it one time during the podcast.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's way too big. But yeah. Let's get into the Patriots-Texans game here. We had a little uniform talk there to start off the pod, but now we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the Patriots injury report and the Texans injury report. There's a few significant names on here. I'll go ahead and read you the Patriots and highlight some of the names, what I have to say. First up, there's only one guy out, that guy being running back Ramondre Stevenson, out with a foot injury. I talked about this on one of the pods that we did this week. We had like 5. This is our 4th podcast of the week, actually. So, yeah, I talked about one of the podcasts. Ramondre Stevenson, he did get injured. He had to be helped off the field, but he did come back in. He said the injury was not significant at all, but he is ruled out. So, a little concerning there. Drake May will have to start his first game without his RB1, Ramondre Stevenson. Also, he can't fumble this game, so, okay. Anyways, let's go to the questionable Isaiah Bolden. I'll talk about why he's a big factor in this game later. Kendrick Bourne, he's expected to play. We got a report a few minutes ago. Joe Cardona, that's another kind of the long snapper, a little bit of an interesting one there. Another captain, he might be out for this one because the Patriots did sign Tucker Adlington to the practice squad, another long snapper that's been here since 22 on and off. They also had tight end Mitchell Wilcox practicing the long snap. But how hard could it really be? Anyways, Kyle Duggar, a guy that missed last week, he's could play, which would be pretty huge because going against what's his name again? Dalton Schultz. He's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Anthony Jennings going against Joe Mixon, who is officially expected to play. Reported about a minute ago. That's breaking news there. So that's going to be a big one. And he played last week. Marcus Jones. Austin dropped something. Picked it up. Marcus Jones. Another guy that played last week. Nick Leverett. We talked about him. He was on the injury report last week. KJ Osborne did not play last week. Maybe he will this week. I don't really kind of want him to because I want Kendrick Bourne to get some more reps over him and Kayshon Boutte as well. Layden Robinson doesn't really matter to me. He's not starting. Sione Takitaki could make his season debut and Patriots debut. That would be fun to watch. And then Marco Wilson, he's pretty big as well in this game. So yeah, what's your reaction to the Patriots injury report, Austin?
It is deeper than what we expected personally. What I
Mm-hmm.
expected personally, and there's some big
There you
names
go.
on there that could really hurt us. Ramondre Stevenson, that is huge. We have Antonio Gibson. I love him. He's played great so far, but I don't think he can keep up the running back one position throughout an entire game. I think this defense is going to be missing a lot of key factors.
Yeah, I agree with you. The defense, Antonio Gibson. We'll see how long that lasts. He never was. Uh, I mean, I guess he kind of was the RB1. That's not his job, but they did call up Terrell Jennings from the practice squad, a guy that we really liked. We got his autograph at training camp, so I really liked him. Austin, I don't know if you really,
Yeah.
um, yeah. But anyways, yeah, I liked him. They called him up for Kevin Harris, and my question for you, Austin, you know Kevin Harris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my question for you is what is going on with Kevin Harris, and why is he not getting called up over an undrafted rookie in Terrell Jennings, and JaMychal Hasty made the roster over him. So what do you think is up with Kevin Harris?
I don't know. I think it's probably not. He might not be playing well, but I think it's something deeper than the football. I think maybe he did something. I honestly have no idea, but I just don't think that he is, let's say, being like the guy that we expected him to be. Like he looked good in training camp, in my opinion, and he's just. We all expected him to make the roster, or get called up, but nothing's happened so far. So there's got to be something deeper that we don't know about.
Yeah, because he had a nice touchdown catch from Drake May, his first NFL touchdown pass, which was a great play by him. He broke a tackle and he was able to dive into the end zone against the Commanders. I don't know if you remember that play, but he was having a good camp. I thought Terrell Jennings did outperform him, but still, he should have made the roster, in my opinion, over JaMychal Hasty, who didn't really have a great camp, in my opinion. I didn't think he had a shot, but he did make the team. So, yeah, a little bit kind of shocking there. I thought that they were gonna call up Kevin Harris, and he did. He's still in the practice squad, so I don't really necessarily agree with you that there's something non-football. I just don't think they like him. I don't know. We have to remember that this regime did not draft like most of these guys. Kevin Harris, a sixth-round pick from 2022. Gerard Mayo maybe just didn't like the pick at the time. And he's like, I think Terrell Jennings has more potential, which I also think he has more potential. He's more of a Ramondre Stevenson type guy. Also, Kevin Harris is like a Ramondre Stevenson, but he's not explosive. Terrell Jennings can be explosive, hard runner. So I like the move. The one thing I would say positively about Gerard Mayo, is that he really does agree with me on my personnel decisions. Like he, called up Terrell Jennings here. Del Pettis made the roster over Joshua Bledsoe. I was really happy about that. And yeah, I don't know. He just agrees with my
Yeah.
personnel decisions.
He
But yeah.
listens to this podcast every night, so of course.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. That's why. He's like, even though we never talked about Terrell Jennings getting called up, I had a thought in my head, and he just can read my mind. So,
Exactly.
yeah, he just knew my facial expressions today and TJ Maxx. So, yeah. um, but yeah, let's move on to the Texans injury report. Austin, why don't you read that one out?
This, just like the Patriots, is also pretty deep, but not as much big names. Also, I don't know the Texans as well, but the biggest name that stand out that we just said was playing was Joe Mixon, who yesterday was still marked as questionable, but we know now that he is playing, which is unfortunate for us, but good for my fantasy team again. Um, I'm kidding. I benched him. Then we got one other questionable, Derek Barnett, defensive edge. I have no idea if that's important. And then we got two people marked as out, though. Jimmy Ward, safety, and Kurt Hinish, defensive tackle. So a lot of the guys that are listed as questionable are defensive. But we also have Kenyon Green, who's a guard. Jake Hansen, linebacker. Tyrus Howard, who's a tackle. Kamari Lassiter, cornerback. Oh, also marked as out. I did not see that. That's my bad.
Huh.
And Laramie Tunsil, he's not marked as anything. Then we got Deshaun Phillips, Damian Pierce, Kurt Hinish, and Mario Edwards.
Yep. So Texans, not too many big names there. Laramie Tunsil doesn't look like he's going to be out. So Patriots, this Texans offensive line is one of the best in football. They have a former Patriot, Shaq Mason, playing guard. They have Laramie Tunsil. They have another tackle that's good. I forget who it is, though. This pass rush, which has been awful all season, is not getting home against this Texans offensive line. It's going to be a brutal game to watch, if we're being honest. Like, if you'll see by my score prediction, this is going to be a brutal one. I don't think the Patriots really have a shot in this one. The Texans are a Super Bowl contender, and the Patriots are a number 1 pick overall contender, which they currently have, by the way. So, like, this doesn't seem to me like a really good game. Even with Drake May, I just don't think the team matches up very well, or the teams match up against each other very well. The Texans are just so much better than the Patriots. C.J. Stroud, a guy that we are probably not going to bring up on this podcast because of just how good this Texans team is. He is unbelievable. He's a top 5 quarterback in my opinion. He's just so good. C.J. Stroud is an unbelievable player. And before we kind of move into our biggest threats, unless you had C.J. Stroud on the list, I don't know if you did, but why don't you talk about C.J. Stroud for a little bit?
C.J. Stroud, all I can say, he's my fantasy quarterback. I love him. He's been performing all season, including last season, rookie year. Everyone loved him, and he's been performing, and I think he will keep performing throughout the rest of the season. And like you said, I think he is a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, a top 5 quarterback he is. So, yeah, this is going to be fun to watch. C.J. Stroud versus Drake May, but it might not be so fun for both of the defenses. Hopefully, both of the defense. I take both of the defenses versus just one of them. But Austin, why don't you get into your first biggest threat?
My first biggest threat is Tank Dell. I think Gonzo will have Stephon Diggs on locks. I mean, we saw it. He played great against the Dolphins, and I think that Stephon Diggs just isn't going to get. I think he's just going to get locked down. And Tank Dell is a great wide receiver, so I think he's going to be getting the ball a lot this game.
Okay, so I'm going to have to disagree with you there. And I know this is your biggest threat, and I'm not allowed to disagree with you. But it's our podcast, as Alex Barr said, so we can have a D- if we want. So, I disagree. I didn't have Tank Dell on here. I think Tank Dell's been pretty bad this season, partly due to the fact Nico Collins has been so good. If the Texans had Nico Collins in this game, that would not be good for the Patriots. But Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs is probably the best receiver that's ever played the Patriots. Not ever, but he absolutely cooks the Patriots time in and time out. We saw it in 22. We saw it pretty much every year Stephon Diggs has been on the Bills. He's absolutely torched the Patriots. Now, Christian Gonzalez has not played against Stephon Diggs yet. However, this is Christian Gonzalez's biggest matchup of his career. A guy that's just historically torched the Patriots versus probably the best corner on the Patriots have had since Stephon Gilmore. And that was, Stephon Gilmore really wasn't himself in 2020. Yep, there we go. We got the Gilmore jersey on, the Del Pettis Gilmore jersey. It's just, I think Stephon Diggs is not going to be locked up by Christian Gonzalez that easily. I think it's going to be really hard because Stephon Diggs is coming into this game with confidence. He's beat this team so much. So, Austin, what are your thoughts on what I just said?
Well, historically, I agree. He has played the Patriots very well. But I just feel like Christian Gonzalez, I just don't think that he's shown us so much, but I don't think he's shown us everything that he has. So I think that I disagree with you. He locked him up. He locked Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle up on last Sunday, and I think he's going to do it again.
Yeah, he's historically pretty good against Tyreek Hill, which is saying something because no one's good against Tyreek Hill except for Christian Gonzalez. But yeah, okay, I'll get into my biggest threat. We're both on defense. We probably both had this one. I don't know if we did. Will Anderson, did you have him? Real quick?
Yeah.
You did? Okay, so I'll talk about him a little bit. The pass rush against this Patriots offensive line. They have Danielle Hunter. They have Will Anderson. Will Anderson's been the best pass rusher on this Texans team. I took a look at their stats and their sacks. He leads the team in sacks with 2.5 on the season, so not quite as much as Keon White, but still, he's a force to be reckoned with. He absolutely killed Josh Allen. Actually, I don't think he had a sack, but the defensive line absolutely killed Josh Allen. So really, I could have picked any single player on this defensive line. I ended up picking the best player on the defensive line. But why do you have Will Anderson on your list?
Actually, I'm gonna change this up real quick.
Wow.
I don't.
Is that legal? Is
Last
this
second
legal?
decision. Last second decision.
Okay.
Last second decision.
Okay.
I thought Dalton Schultz.
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
like
Tell me
he's
why.
a tight end. Kyle Duggar might not play. So if Dalton Schultz is playing and Kyle Duggar isn't, he's gonna get some big receptions. I feel like.
Yeah, even with Kyle Duggar in the game against the Jets, Tyler Conklin was able to, and Jabril Peppers for that, was able to exploit the defense. Dalton Schultz was this close to making my list. This close to making my list. There we go. I didn't say anything. I just said this close. But Dalton Schultz was really close to making my list. But he didn't just because I had someone else on the list. I'll tell you in a minute. But yeah, Dalton Schultz, he's definitely number 3 on my list. I really do like that. I can't disagree with that like I did with Tank Dell. But yeah, I agree with you there, Dalton Schultz. Patriots suck against tight ends, and Dalton Schultz one of the best. We talked about that earlier. So let's get into mine. Cornerback, Derek Stingley Jr. He's a ball hawk, and he's having a good season. He hasn't had to play anyone really that good, and the Patriots don't even have anyone that good. So works out for him. The only good player he's had to face is DJ Moore. 6 receptions for 53 yards versus DJ Moore. That's good. My opinion. He's not a lockdown corner. He's not quite Christian Gonzalez. But he's pretty good. He's a ball hawk. And you know who's playing in their first game? Drake May. I could very well see Drake May throwing a pick to Derek Stingley this week. That's why I have him on the list. I think he gets a pick. I think he picks off Drake May. I don't know, because Drake May's a risky guy, and Derek Stingley's a good cornerback. So, I don't know. And I don't know if the Patriots have really had to play anyone as good as Stingley. I don't know if Jalen Ramsey is still that good. I don't think he was great last week. But, yeah, let's go. Let me think about this. Who the Patriots play this week, or this year? Cincinnati, they have, like, Cam Taylor-Britt.
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner's probably the best cornerback they faced. But yeah. Okay, let's play a game because it came to my head. Okay. Is Christian Gonzalez better than this corner? Let's start. Reek Wallen from Seattle.
Yes.
Who's better? Who would you say?
Gonzalez.
Okay, I agree. Yep, 100%. Sauce Gardner.
Gonzo.
Yep, I agree. I'm thinking of corners off the top of my head right now. Let's see. I know my number 1, but I'm not gonna say it yet. Let's do one more before we get to him. Who's another good corner? Jalen Ramsey.
Gonzo.
Okay, Pat Surtain.
Gonzo.
No.
Gonzo.
No.
Hall of
You're wrong.
Famer. Gonzo.
So is Pat Surtain. Pat Surtain's the best cornerback in the NFL.
I'm kidding. I love Christian
Oh.
Gonzalez. No one's better than him in the NFL. He's the best player in the NFL.
Who, Pat Surtain?
No, Christian Gonzalez.
Oh. No, but real. Which one do you have? It can be.
Pat Surtain's better.
Okay. Yeah. Pat Surtain had 2 picks last week. Gonzo had 1. Yeah, he's really, really good. Pat Surtain's the best corner in the league. And Tyreek Hill said he's a top 3 corner. I think he had Sauce Gardner over him. I don't have Sauce Gardner. He's not great. He's a holding merchant. Yeah, I think Christian Gonzalez and whoever the Patriots... Because let's get into some draft talk right now because I'm about to talk about it. Because my draft approach has changed. The Patriots... Hopefully the Drake May is good. But realistically, they might have the number 1 pick in the draft. So if the Patriots have the number 1 pick in the draft, they're not taking a quarterback. I'm sure some quarterback, whether that's Carson Beck, Jalen Milroe, the guy from Miami, whatever his name is, what's his name, Cam Ward, whatever those guys, one of those guys are probably gonna be really good. And someone's gonna want to take him number 1. Patriots gonna have Drake May. He's gonna be good this year. He might not be good enough to get more than not be the worst team in the NFL, but maybe they'll have the 1 or 2 pick. Maybe one of those 2 guys, 2 of them, whatever. They considered, whatever, can't miss prospects, whatever. I don't think they will, but you never know. Actually, it's pretty likely, so probably. So they probably have the number 1 or 2 pick. I'm rambling here, but they'll have the 1 or 2 pick. So they probably trade out with a team that needs a quarterback. Let's say the Giants. They get a haul. Maybe they get another first-round pick for this year, or second. Probably they'll get another second, and the Giants first next year. So they get another second. They can. Okay, so let's say they have the 5th pick now. I think they take Tech McMillan with number 5. Get that true wide receiver 1. Then they take a tackle. They trade back up into the first round. They take a tackle. I know there's someone that everyone wants. Whatever, take him. You could also take Travis Hunter if he's there at 5. And then in the second round, you take an edge rusher. I saw James Pierce-Jones. That's not his name, is it? Is it? It's not James Pierce-Jones. It's James Pierce.
No idea.
I was thinking of James Earl Jones. James Pierce fall to the second round. He was supposed to be a number 1 pick in the draft, but now he's having a bad season. So that looks good to me. You wanna do that, and you're set. So.
Except for winning the Super Bowl, so we can't.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, probably. Yeah, but if we don't win the Super Bowl. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think about that? Drafting a wide receiver over a tackle in the first.
I like it. I think that we can get a wide receiver and still get a good tackle. It's risky, of course. It's a bit more risky than just taking the tackle first round, but I like it.
Your guy, Banks, him and Campbell are not considered top 10 picks. They haven't been good this year, not good enough to be top 10 picks this year.
Wow.
So if you have the number 1 pick or even the number 5 pick, it's not a good value there. So and you're still not going to get him at like 22 or anything. You'll probably go like 10 and 12, 9 and 11, something like that. Or even 9 and 10, whatever, but still. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the draft. Anyways, we got a little sidetracked there. So let's get into our every single time I hit the mic. Let's get into our second segment of the day. Drake May, first start stat line prediction. Austin, go through your stat line right now.
All right. So Drake May is gonna throw 21 out of 34 passes. He's gonna complete 21 out of 34 passes.
Okay, fair.
I think that's a possible stat line. I don't think they're gonna have him throw in a crazy amount. They're gonna have him throw in a good amount. So I can see that happening. Are we doing yards?
Yeah, we're doing yards, touchdowns, and interceptions.
He's gonna throw for 256 yards.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna have a day. And wait, what else did you say we were doing?
Touchdowns, interceptions.
He's gonna throw 2 touchdowns
Okay, how many interceptions?
and 1 interception.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Mine? All right. So I went down and I did some research. And I looked at Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix's first game. I don't know if actually they did. But Caleb Williams and Bo Nix did not combine for 256 passing yards in their first 2 games. In their first game combined. So, yeah, Caleb Williams, 93 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Jaden Daniels, 184, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And Bo Nix, 138, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions from Bo Nix. So my stat line was like, all right, they're playing against a really good team. So I'm thinking 18 for 30. So we were kind of in the same range there. 142 passing yards. That's pretty good compared to Jacoby Brissett. And that's first game.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So
I'd be happy with that.
yeah, I would too. I'd be happy with that. As long as he has like one good throw where it's like, oh, if Javon Baker just caught that one, like, yeah, obviously it's gonna be Javon.
Or if he has one good throw, oh, Javon Baker did catch that one.
Yeah, except he's not, because he's not gonna be active again, and they should just give him the Foxborough flu already. Anyways, let's get into our last segment of the day. Score predictions. I told you it's gonna be harsh. I'll go first. I got the Patriots scoring 14 points. I got the Texans 38 points. This one's not going to be fun. Texans are a very good team. Could I see the Patriots win? Yes, I could see the Patriots winning this game. But do I think they will? No. If they do, will I be surprised? Absolutely not. I don't think I'll be surprised. I do think a blowout could be in store. But if the Patriots come out and Drake May is good, because we have nothing. I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
Out of Drake May. He could be terrible or he could be great. So that's why I'm saying like 38-14 is just based off in the season. But like if Drake May ends up being unbelievable, then obviously they could win the game. So this is the worst score prediction I've ever had because I have no idea. And neither do you, Austin. So Like, nobody has any idea what's going to happen in this game. So if you said for your score prediction 38-14 Patriots, I'd say probably. Like, I have no idea if Drake May is going to be good. Let's see what Austin had to say.
All right, you see, I do have an idea because I looked into the future, I saw Drake May. It's going to be a very offensive game. Patriots are going to win 28-24. I think that Drake May is going to have a great game. He's going to get the defense fired up, and everyone's going to be fired up. You know, they're going to go out throwing 30-yard passes, 3 interceptions. No, I'm kidding. But I think that's going to be 28-24 Patriots.
Yeah, could be. Could be. You never know. Like, I have no... Like, if you said that with Jacoby Brissett, I would have said you're wrong. But I don't know. It's Drake May. He might be good. He could be Zach Wilson. He could be Josh Allen. Who knows? We don't know. That's why you got to watch the game tomorrow. Austin will be at Gillette Stadium. Austin, I'll give you $5 to buy me a program, please. And yeah, get some videos of Drake May for me so I can post them on Instagram. That's my 2 requests there. But yeah.
300s, baby.
Yeah, well, maybe get into the stadium early. Sneak in there to the 100s, the first section.
Real quick, before we end the show,
Yeah.
quick question for you. Fantasy question. Fantasy football.
Oh. Okay. Yes, I'm starting Drake May.
Should I start CJ Stroud?
Yeah. I start players against the Patriots.
I cannot start CJ Stroud in my mind.
Why?
I just can't I can't root for him.
Yeah, but you don't have to root for him. You just be like, they lost, but CJ Stroud.
Oh, they lost.
Or it could be like,
Stroud put up 38 points.
yeah, or you could be like, CJ Stroud, or they won, but CJ Stroud had a bad game. Or it could be like, they lost, and I benched CJ Stroud who had 45 points. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be like a balance.
That's fair.
All right, that'll do it for the Patriots Real Time Podcast. You want to follow us, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Patriots Real Time. You want to follow Austin Ray on Instagram. You want to follow me, Patriots3 on Instagram, and that will do it for the podcast. See you on Monday.